Right, let's try this again. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Apex Racing TV. Looks like I messed up and pressed the mute button. Well, hey, it's a new year. That's a sign of things to come, I think. Happy New Year to everybody. Round 3 of the iRacing Grand Prix Series. Sorry, I'm chuckling at myself here. Me and Conrad were rabbiting away here and no one could hear us, so epic. Conrad, I'll say it again, Watkins Glen, what a great circuit. Got a lot of pro drivers in this one, so I won't run through the list again, but I think we're going to have a good race today.
Yeah, well, hopefully it goes better for the drivers than it did for us in this opening little segment of the broadcast.
Well, we do like to have a few epic fails, and that was a good one. But right, so where is everybody at the moment? Let's take a quick look at the current grid order. Few different faces up at the top actually. So people like Riley down in 7th, struggling a little bit. So very, very close though. Watkins Glen always close. I mean, look at the top 4 covered by less than 1/10 of a second at the moment.
It is a very quick track, and I mean most of the corners is quick corners as well. So it's always a track where we see the lap times very close to each other, and even more so in the race where the draft is going to take effect. And let's not forget these cars do have DRS on them as well, so we'll see how that pans out as they come through the S's down towards the carousel.
Dunkel puts it on pole position. There's no Patrick Colesman, obviously he's leading the championship I think going into this, but he's not in the strength of field today, so unfortunately had his disconnect last week. Just take a quick look what the weather situation is out there at the moment. So 28 degrees, very hot out there as well, partly cloudy, so a little bit of cloud cover, but the track's still going to be scorching hot. 10km/h wind. At the lap records as well, in much cooler condition, it would be fair to say. Mitchell de Jong put himself in 1:17.231, so I don't think we'll see lap times anywhere near that today, just purely based on the heat. We know how much of an impact that can have. I would expect just the time, so 19.0, so nearly 2 seconds slower, quite an impact the heat is having.
I'm just looking down the grid. Everybody should have done their quali laps now, so I don't think we're going to see any change in the grid as it is now.
No, that looks like it. Everybody's in. Time has run out. So take us through the grid, please, Conrad.
Right, we've got Sebastian Dunkel on pole. Second place is Stein Schotthorst, and Sebastiano Filosa in 3rd place. Bartelard in 4th. 5th place we've got Vedran Kral. 6th place Jonas Nikaran and Nick Thiessen in 7th. Riley Preston in 8th. Massi Milano Ficara in 9th place. 10th place is Matthew Daniels. Then we've got Boris Spoelstra and Carlo Labatti in 11th and 12th. Marcus Jensen in 13th. Steve Honan in 14th place, followed by Ian Ford and Timu Valkaravi, Jan Schwitter and Kerry Soden on the 9th row. Robert Gutierrez, Matt Farrow on the 10th row, Joran Noralampi in 21st, Mika Hoppen in 22nd, followed by Joel Guez and Zoran Zolic in 24th place.
All grid, 3 splits. It's going to be interesting to see how this one pans out. So I expected 4 here this week, I have to say, but I guess with it being sort of a New Year's week and whatnot, it's a lot of people can't get themselves out up early and onto the track, I guess.
Yeah, it's been a Christmas period is always sort of a relaxing time, but we can hear them revving up the engines. I think everybody's taking the grid, they're ready to go, and off they go.
Like a good start from everyone. Eunice got an absolute flyer from way back there. He's up the middle of 2 cars already going into turn 1. Vedran holds on the inside though. But it looks like Sebastian got a great start as well. It's always tricky being the first car on at Watkins Glen. Everybody drafts up behind you, but it looked like he got an absolute epic launch and should be safe. Although here comes Steins at the moment. So
yeah, you got off to a fly. You had a clear gap coming out of turn 1.
That's very close behind. That's Bart de Laat running a little bit wide. I think he had Vedran just up the inside, and he just didn't want to risk anything on lap 1. And better sort the overlay out as it's showing the wrong info. Looks like Mika Happinen hasn't managed to take to the grid, so some issues for him. But everybody else got away cleanly through turn 1, and that's always there's a little bit of contact there. That's Vedran just trying to go up the inside of Sebastiano there, and it looks like Eunice took the opportunity to get by Bart de Laat, as Bart had to take some avoiding action.
Yeah, as Kroll just had a little look up the inside going into that corner, and the door was firmly shut on him, and it looks like there was a little bit of contact, but nothing race ending. That is going to put Kroll under a bit of pressure coming through the S's though from Eunice as they run through there. Oh, Eunice getting a bit twitchy. That leaves him exposed from de Laat again.
Yeah, it's easy done actually there. Just I haven't done too much running around here this week, and it looks like Riley Preston putting a move on Massimiliano behind him as well. So Preston up and into 7th place. But yeah, and a little bit of running I have done actually at the top of the S's now. Obviously we're used to going through there absolutely flat out in the old Williams FW31, but with this car it gets a little bit pushy, if I'm honest, and then in return it can snap loose on you as well. So it's yeah, not such a straightforward corner like it used to be.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of that happening in the Lotus 79 as well. So I wonder if it's not just a question for some of these guys of the tyres getting up to pressure, up to the right pressures, and it'll sort of settle down from there. But or maybe it's a new build thing. But in some of the cars, the S's is not as straightforward as they used to be.
Having a quick look at Nick Thiessen, he's behind Timu at the moment. Nick qualified a lot further up. Who was that just behind? That was Matt Farrow just behind, taking a bit more of the old Williams line through turn 1. It's a bit 6 of one, half a dozen the other. Whether it's quicker anymore, Conrad, I have to say you can get the car set up right. It's a little bit faster, but it's a bit more hairy in this one. Nick having a look up the inside of the carousel, can't manage to make it stick. He's going to have to try and go around the outside of the chute, and yeah, Timu's got that covered off nicely.
So yeah, it's been a very respectable start to the race. We're up to lap 3, so obviously the DRS will come into effect now, so we can have a little look and enjoy the overtaking opportunities that's going to be on offer. Am I right, or is it just the one DRS section that that Watkins has got?
Yeah, now you're asking. Actually, I'm not really sure. I didn't pay attention to the DRS boards. I think it's just.
Sorry, we just had. I'm trying to see who it is. Kerry Nolan, who got pushed wide in the.
A lot of smoke going into the pit lane as well. Someone well and truly planted into that. Let's have a little look back and see what that was all about. Right, it's pretty close, and just looking at the replay now, yeah, it's pretty tight up ahead. Looks like someone going for a move on the inside of the penultimate corner. That pushes somebody else wide and into the gravel. And then, yeah, Kerry just on the outside, just got run out of road there. And I think it was a separate incident, wasn't it?
Yeah,
involving Nick as well. So, yeah, Nick, let's just quickly have a look, see what happened to him, and then we'll jump back live with the action.
Matt Farrow got run wide by, Nick Thiessen got run wide by Matt Farrow. He went off track, and as Farrow came back on track, he squeezed Nolden out to the outside just before the last corner, and that's obviously where he lost it.
And Nick, just watching what, and Nick just lost it on his own coming through the final corner, and yeah, buried it into the inside Armco there, and that looks like race over. We jump back live with the action.
Yeah, his rear tire was firmly stuck in the Armco barrier, so I don't think he's going to be going anywhere anytime soon. Meanwhile, while all of that has been going on, Sebastian Dunkel has got himself out of DRS range. He's 1.2 seconds ahead of second place Stein Scotthorst, who's got Filosa half a second behind him.
Yeah, it just looks like that's probably going to be the closest battle at the moment. Although they slowly closed up a little bit in the those two sectors there on Sebastian, so they're just 1.1 seconds behind now. So any minute now he's going to be back in the DRS. That's really what Sebastian's fighting to try and break away from. Very, very close. I have to say, Watkins always is, and you know, the pack still at the moment, the top 14 cars separated by less than 10 seconds. So I know we're only 5 laps in, but still pretty impressive.
Yeah, we're gonna have a look and see how much extra pace these guys were getting down that back straight down to the carousel with the DRS. But then some argy-bargy went on, and we got a bit distracted really. But here we go. The lot is right behind Kral. Oh, they've both got it.
Yeah, they were in range, weren't they? Like Kral's going to hold on to that.
So it looks like there's a significant speed advantage once you've got it, but if the car in front has got it as well, then you're going to struggle to make the overtake. One thing I have to say is this week we've got Butler running in 6th place, and it's a bit of a change from last week where he had an incident in the first lap or two, found himself right at the back and managed to work his way back up, almost up to a podium spot. But this week he's kept his nose clean, he's right up there, so expecting big things.
Yeah, definitely see him with an opportunity to get a good result here. I mean, top 3 starting to pull a little bit away now from Eunice. Eunice is 2 point. Let's get the right one up. 2.6 seconds back from Sebastiano now. So, yeah, Thrustmaster guys, Bivano guys look particularly quick. Eunice just falling back a little bit, and yeah, Bart and Vedran, obviously they're battling away, so they're losing ground on Eunice as well.
Yeah, Delart's just made the overtake. Kroll managed to lose the DRS on that previous, or on this lap rather, and Delart sailed past him. So he'll be looking to keep to open up that gap a little bit and keep 5th place, make his way up to maybe see if he can catch Eunice Nicker in.
Right, just looking back a little bit further as well, Riley Preston's really caught up to the tail of Vedran now as well. So Vedran, I think, they come under a little bit of pressure. We know how good Riley is, so just take a quick look and see what the speed difference is. Of course, those two drivers should get DRS. Vedran just 0.8 of a second behind Bart, so no problem there, but I expect to see the straight line speeds pretty crazy here with DRS and draft. Riley 330 5 kilometers an hour before we had to brake for the carousel. That's, my maths isn't great, and I don't know what the calculation is to work it into miles an hour, but way over 200 miles an hour going into that corner.
Yeah, I reckon if I take a stab, it's somewhere around 210 miles an hour, possibly. Give or take a few miles an hour.
I'm gonna look, see if there's anything going on else on further back. Looks like we've got a good little battle.
Sorry, Alex, we've got Labati in 9th place, just looking up the inside of Ficarra as they come out of the boot section. Ficarra managed to keep hold of the place, but Labati is slamming all over his backside. And while they are battling away, Boris Poelstra's caught up with them as well. There's a nice train forming.
Yeah. Oh, just yeah, Carlo up the inside.
Oh, Ficarra is getting really defensive into turn 1.
Nothing he can do though. He's through. Although he's fighting back, he will of course get the DRS, and you've got Boris behind them as well. He's going to be there, hoping that he can pick up the pieces. It's a great little battle. See how this one pans out. Actually, looks like Carlo just left there for dead. Just lost 2 places on that straight. That just goes to show you, when you haven't got the DRS, you're dead meat there if they're just a few tenths of a second behind.
Last week we saw Ficarra running around Montreal. It was sort of one of the slower cars in a straight line with the DRS. This week it's the exact opposite. He just hit 340 kilometers an hour, claiming that spot back down that straight to the carousel. That is massively quick.
And Gregory Hawkes just confirms 205 miles an hour down the end of the straight. Thanks for the quick calculation there.
Oh, so it was only out by 5. That's all right.
Close enough. Yeah, this is definitely the closest battle on track at the moment.
Well, we'll have a look now. We know Ficarra's got a quick car in a straight line. Poelstra's definitely going to get the DRS here.
Yeah, just on board, just having a look at the gap closed down. Not that much. When you're a little bit further back, it doesn't seem that impressive, does it? But when you're really tucked up underneath the wing, well, that's where it makes it all happen.
Yeah, I think you need a bit of DRS along with the slipstream effect as well. That really makes an impact.
There you go. We're looking out for 340 kilometers an hour, apparently, Conrad. That would be 211 miles an hour. So we'll do some speed tests later on. See who we can get. We'll keep monitoring the speed. Hope that someone gets up there.
I think we should do a new award from week to week. Who can hit the highest speed and on one of the straight from week to week.
The gap at the front really has stabilised now. They're all sort of outside of DRS zone. Eunice, same sort of place. Although Bart Delat is still closing in. We'll just have a quick look at that. He's working his way there, but just not quick enough, I think. I mean, he'll use the DRS to gain a couple of tenths now, but I think Eunice really needs to push a little bit and see if he can get himself into the DRS as well, because who knows? We know how quick Bart is towards the later stage of the race. At Montreal last week, he really come on strong at the end, didn't he? More than anything, just seemed to be able to hold on.
Yeah, he's just been chipping away over the last handful of laps. Stijn Scothorse has just closed the gap up to Sebastian Dunkel. He was down to that 1 second range for a minute there. Filosa's fallen back a little bit. He's 3 seconds behind Dunkel. Looking at some of these battles going on, it's really interesting to. You can clearly see the guys who's gone for the all-out speed on the straights, and then you've got the few people who's just added that maybe a click or two extra wing just to be a little bit quicker through the corners, and you can see them being all over the back of the. I shall call them straight line guys, and in the twisty sections, but it makes it very difficult for them to overtake. On the straights.
Yeah, Boris could be an example of this now. He's very, very close to Fakara. Going to get a opportunity. Doesn't look like it. So yeah, definitely a driver out there that's probably taking a little bit more of downforce and carrying the speed through the corners. Obviously, it is the quickest way. I mean, from what I've seen and my testing. You will get, more lap time out of it, but there's not much you can do when you're in the race. It's really difficult to overtake, and you got to push really, really hard and come off the corner carrying so much more speed to get a run. And Watkins is in the places where you can only make a move. It's what a forgiving track, and you can get on the power quite early coming out of turn one. So it's very, very difficult for the guys carrying a little bit more downforce. But yeah, it's going to be. An interesting sort of approach that you might have to take. People might sacrifice a tenth or so's worth of lap time in order that they can make moves during the race. And yeah, personally, I'm looking forward to it for the World Championship to see which way people go. Boris still very, very close. Marcus Jensen's closing in on this little battle as well. So Marcus in 11th. Just nothing. I mean, this is really close. 0.3 of a second back. So full draft and everything. Let's just take a quick look at the speeds. It's a little bit slower actually. 334 is all he managed. So Fikara is doing that sort of. Well, he did 333 on his own. So yeah, very quick. Obviously using a lot of ERS down there to try and defend. But still very, very quick, and you can see, look at the speed and the gap as he comes out of the chute there. So he's definitely carrying more downforce, but they're struggling to use it.
It's really in this boot section where he's really quick. He's got the inside line coming through.
Oh, that's
right-hand turn, and he's managed to do it. Now he's just got to hold on.
Gara back up the inside. Definitely the opportunity round the outside for Boris there.
Yeah.
He's gonna hold on to that, surely. Yes, he is. And that's what you need, really, a medium speed corner, and you can see the gap that he's already pulled out. Carlo going to try and get a run. Let's sort of see what straight line speed Carlo's got. Dunkel just puts the fastest lap of the race in 121.3, was that? I just missed it. Carlo very, very close. Both drivers obviously going to get DRS. Jensen behind is in... oh, there's a battle going on up front, I think. Oh, there's contact as well. So it looks like Dunkel just about has managed to hold on to that. Let's take a quick look at that back and see exactly what it was, because that come out of nowhere. Dunkel just put the fastest lap of the race and he wasn't under any real pressure, and then all of a sudden, yeah, we've got a move going on. So it just looks like a straightforward DRS pass. And Dunkel goes defensive around the outside, very tricky to do, and it just looks like Dunkel just carried a little bit too much speed going into the corner, couldn't hold it tight, and fortunately both drivers survive and carry on with the battle. Does let Sebastiano close back up again though, and it's also worth pointing out that Eunice is down to 5th place. Bart Delat must have got by off camera somewhere.
That seemed to go quiet for a couple of laps, and then everything seems to happen at once. Once they start passing each other again.
Seen a comment on YouTube actually, about the front tyres going off. Here we go again. Sorry, another move. Got the DRS straight through, and covers the inside this time as well. So no opportunity for Dunkel to get back by. That's a great move there. And I think he's been sort of sizing that up for a little while. Much more consistent pace out there.
Yeah, he was, what, about a second and a half back at one point, and chipped away, close right back up to Dunkel, and took him 2 laps to make the pass, but anyway, he's through, and I reckon he'll have more than enough straight line speed to keep that first place on this next lap. Marcus Jensen up to 9th place as well. He's just passed Labate.
Yeah, Marcus has been very, very quick. I watched a race last night. I think it was just a 2-split race, and was able to put a qualifying time in, and was very much last on the grid and worked his way all the way up to 2nd place as well. Some pretty reasonable drivers in there too, so we'll see what else he can do. I mean, looking at the people who are in sort of range of him, we're only lap 16, so not halfway through this race. I think there's an opportunity for him to work his way all the way up to 5th place if he carries on.
Well, Labatia's had a bit of a mare since he attempted that overtake on Ficarra. He's just he got passed by Ficarra again right now.
Yeah, straight through. The DRS just doing its job there, and Carlo was a sitting duck.
Yeah, but I think at one point he was looking at, was it about 8th place when he was running in 9th. Ficarra was running in 8th, tried to make the overtake, and then he lost those 2 places on the run down to the carousel. And ever since then, it's just looks like he's been struggling a little bit.
Yeah, it seems like Dunkel's fallen off. Of course, Labate is in Mivano livery as well. So I just wonder if that's just something to do with the setup on the car. You assume all 3 teammates out there are running the same setup, but they're not closing in on Sebastiano as well. So they definitely don't seem to be holding on as well as some of the others out there. So perhaps the setup a little bit more aggressive, but these hot temperatures just killing the tyres a little bit. Here comes Delat. Just 0.2 of a second back, looks out going into the carousel, gets the door firmly shut there as well, no way through, runs out a little bit wide because of the draft and the dirty air, but yeah, holds on. I think he's going to have a great opportunity in a lap or so to get a move done. And talking of the temps and tyres falling off as well, we've witnessed a few punches this week as well. We have the really hot track temperatures, of course. We're trying to push it as long as we can to stay out on the single set of tyres because it is quicker. Watkins again a fairly lengthy pit lane and slow speed, so it makes more sense to stay out if you can. But yeah, we have seen a few punches, so we are hot. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as well. Some of these drivers having little slides and moments like that might really come back to bite them later on in the race.
Yeah, we've already seen a couple of retirements. Obviously, Mika Happinen disconnected at the start of the race. Nick Thiessen had that accident a couple of laps in. And then Matt Farrow and Ian Ford was in the pits 2 laps down. We sort of missed when they had their incident. But yeah, 4 retirements so far. It's interesting you say about the track temperature and punctures. Punctures not really something we've experienced on iRacing before.
No, I mean I've never had one, I'll be honest. But yeah, I've definitely seen one now as well. There's a video of it on our own forum as well. So it was it's quite surprising. Looks quite spectacular when it goes, and yeah, reacts just the same as you would have, and nothing the driver can do. You're done, kind of thing.
The thing is, there's no warning for it either. It's not like you have somebody on the pit wall saying, "Listen, tyre's about to let go. You need to come in now." It's not the kind of information we have available to us, or the spotters for that matter.
They do say that. They do say your tyres are almost done. Road America, when I did some races on Road America, one of them that was a little bit hotter than the other. With about a lap to go, I think it was 2 laps to go. He did give me a little warning that the tire wear was like really high, and you want to consider pitting. course, I ignored it and carried on. But I did get a bit of understeer on the last lap. It was pretty bad. So I think you can generally tell when the tyre is absolutely shot and you just lost like a second or so's lap pace. Then that might be your cue to come in, because at any minute they're going to let go.
So, I mean, looking at the temperature is 45 degrees centigrade. Do you reckon there's a couple of people that might preempt problems like that and use it as strategy just to come in for new tires?
I'm not sure, to be honest, because I think the only ones that I've seen where they've actually had a puncture is on 50 degrees temperatures. So I think they might be all right. It just depends, really. I mean, if they have like big slides or anything like that, you know. Then also the wear goes up a little bit, as well as the heat, which is what generates even more wear. So I think you know, if people are having issues out there, they might want to, but I don't think we'll see anyone do it. I think they'll all try and make it to the end, and if they get a puncture, they get a puncture.
Very calculated risk.
Yeah.
Well, I can speak from experience around Watkins. It's got nice long straights, but if those front tires go off, somebody's hit the wall coming through the S's. That is Filosa, who's just nailed the wall coming out of this last part of the S's.
Yeah, let's take a quick look at that back and see what exactly it was that he did there, because
I don't know if he just clipped the curb a little bit, which unsettled the car.
yeah, just having a look now. So we're going up through the right, no issues there. Turning into the left, he did clip the curb, yeah, and he just got him a little bit loose, and that's it. He just nailed the wall. That's going to be pretty hefty suspension damage. Yeah, look at his steering wheel tracking big time to the right. So expect him to fall down the order pretty rapidly. Eunice has just got by him as well. We'll stay with the replay for the moment as well, because it's only going to be about 30 seconds later when Eunice catches up and gets past him as well. But yeah, it's like I said, the S's are not so straightforward anymore. You know, it used to be firmly to the floor on you know, low wicker settings on the old car, and it was no issue whatsoever. But now, yeah, better watch it.
I think it's something that might come more into play as well as the race goes on and the tire starts going off. As I was saying before we hit the wall there, we did a race around here in the Lotus 79, and we had a race where the track temperature was around about the same, slightly higher, about 47 degrees. And I'm generally one that likes running my tire pressure a little bit lower, wait for them to come in, and maybe sit with better tires towards the end of the race. But it was a nightmare, especially coming through this boot section. The tires just took an absolute hammering, and turning the car in was really difficult in the latter stages of the race. So it might be something that these guys start struggling with as well as the race goes on.
Yeah, everybody just flying by Sebastiano right now. Then, so nothing he can do. Car's damaged. Riley's going to be the next one up. Oh no, he's not. Makes a big mistake going into the what turn is that? Just sort of the hard braking right-hander there, and did he hit the wall? Gonna have to look at that back, see exactly what happened, because we were just switching camera to him as he did it. Let's have a look. It's a good run out of the toe.
Hey, you got hold of Filosa's back end. I think Filosa just not carrying as much speed through there as Preston expected, and just sort of tapped him on the rear end of the car.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's got any damage. I didn't see anything there, but
he did get a little bit squirrely coming out of the last corner, so we'll see how that.
Yeah, maybe a bit of front wing. It looked like there was a little bit of a gap between them, so a bit of net code playing its part in there, and of course Philo's just obviously a bit slower with the damage that he's got. He's trying to hold on to any sort of position he's got. I mean, what's he got left? He's got like 16 laps to stay out there of a damaged car. It's not going to be best.
Yeah, that last lap he ran was a 124.9. I mean, that's quite a bit slower than what they were running up the front in the mid 121s. Well, mid sort of 122s, low 22s. So he's losing 2.5 seconds a lap.
Yeah, crazy. Riley's going to be straight past this time. He just needs to be patient, and I think that's the name of the game. He knows he's going to get by. He knows he's got damage. So, yes, of course, he wants to get onto the back, but he's already lost enough time. There's no point in too much more.
Yeah, Filosa with another mid 124 on that lap. Is it worth for him just to get into the pits, get a new front wing, see if that makes a considerable difference? I mean, surely that's going to be taking that risk, getting a new front wing on the car, and it's going to lose him possibly less time than losing 2.5 seconds a lap from here till the end.
Yeah, is it just the front wing though? Is it? I think it's more suspension because the car's tracking, isn't it? So I think that's the main problem. He's not going to get that fixed. So yeah, he's probably just doing the right thing, just trying to stick it out and see what he can get. Jensen going up the inside, surely on the brakes, does straight through. So that's 8th place for Marcus.
Well, we'll have a look here. Like I said, Filosa's losing about 2.5 seconds a lap. Joel Guez is currently running in 19th, only 30 seconds behind him. I reckon Guez is going to catch him by the end of the race.
Well,
place your bets.
It's a bet. I don't think he will. I think he's probably going to end up about 16th, 17th place.
We shall see.
Yeah, Ficarra just having a little lift through the S's there with the dirty air. So, who was that? That was Carlo almost into the wall as well. So, those Movano boys are struggling big time through the S's now. So, I don't know whether that's tyre wear or whatever, but yeah, Carlo almost doing exactly the same. And then
Labate nearly running up the backside of his teammate there.
Yeah, and still not by his teammate as well. I imagine there was a quick shout on TeamSpeak or something like that.
Yeah, something to the effect of Fernando is faster than you. We've got a nice little train forming now. We'll see with Labate, Ficarra and Jensen.
Yeah, not going to say anything for about Ficarra this week. Of course, we absolutely nailed him last week, didn't we? And
yeah, I think I was in the process of saying how stable his car looks with the extra downforce we thought he was running, and as I was doing that, he lost it and stuck it in the wall. So
it doesn't look slow. He doesn't look fast. Doesn't look stable. Doesn't look unstable. Just
I tell you,
in
it
the
looks
middle.
unstable. It's Carlo Labate going through those S's every single lap.
Got a great run though. Surely enough just to pop his nose. Oh no, very late. Well, I say late, he moved before Carlo did, but Ficarra just defends the inside of the carousel, runs a little bit wide, and Carlo going to try and go around the outside, maybe a little cutback through the chute. Ficarra covers that off nicely. Early on the power for Carlo there, but still not able to get a run going into the toe, and just very different lines through both. You can see Carlo gets a much tighter exit, but gets on the power a lot earlier as well. Ficarra having to defend heavy into, I think that's turn 9, into the hill. I think they call that the hill, don't they? Corner before being the toe. Oh, it's very close. Carlo definitely looks like he's got the pace on him at the moment, but just can't find a way past. And all this fighting is letting Jensen just disappear up the road. And yes, exactly what Marcus wanted, to be honest.
Yeah, he's well clear of them too. Just as a note, on this last lap, Labate hit 343 kilometers an hour before he got on the brakes.
Take a look at it this time. So yeah, I wonder if Carlo just running a little bit less downforce than some of the others out there. Yeah, he's right up there. Here we go again. 340, just 340 this time.
Was there contact between them?
Tiny little bit.
There's definitely
actually.
smoke.
Yeah, just sort of upset the cars a little bit going in there, but yeah, the downforce sort of saved Ficarra, I think. Every corner he's having to defend now, so he's got absolutely no chance of pulling away when he's having to compromise his line on every single corner. This is a great run for Carlo, surely. He's going to have to go around the outside. It can be done. Late on the brakes, side by side. Great, he's got. Oh, I thought he had the inside, but Ficarra somehow managed to carry enough speed and then just defend the inside of third from last corner there. Yeah, very tricky corner in the old car, but does seem a lot more friendly with this car. Certainly getting the power down. You can see the track really starting to rubber in now on some of the more medium speed corners. That last corner really starting to show a racing line.
Yeah, Labati is giving it the absolute beans coming out of turn 1. It looks like Ficarra's just got more traction, better traction coming out of the corner.
Yeah, it just gives him a little bit of an advantage, doesn't it? So that he's carrying sort of a 2 or 3 tenths of a second advantage going up through there. Not even close this time. There's another battle starting to form up as well. This is between Vedran and Boris as well. So these guys separated by 6 tenths of a second, half a second at the moment. It was a little bit closer, just as I was looking at the timing screen. But still, these guys right in the mix. They're about 5 seconds behind Eunice, who in turn is 6 seconds behind Bart Delat. So the front three still separated by 3.3 seconds. So that's not done and dusted yet, but no one's really in range to have a move. When they are, we'll be sure to switch to that.
Just to let you know, Guez has brought down the gap between him and Filosa to about, what are we looking at, 22 seconds? He's getting there.
He's not going to make it.
Keeping a keen eye on that little, well, I'm going to call it a battle for now.
Where's my admin control? Black flag coming. Boris and Vedran round the outside, going into the carousel. It's never easy to carry enough speed to make that stick, and yeah, Vedran very confident going into that corner, runs the car out wide, takes all the speed he possibly can, and holds on to that position.
Sorry, Alex. Carlo Labati is in the pits.
Now, was that an accident or just a pit stop?
It's coming up to 30 seconds.
Yeah,
in the
something into turn 1. Let's go back a little bit further. We're just seeing the aftermath of it there on the replay. So, okay, so no issues here.
Oh, he hit the wall on coming out of the last corner.
Coming out the final corner. Yeah, that'll do it. Sign there as well. The new fastest lap 121.2. Yeah, cars absolutely had it. So yeah, more suspension damage for the Mivano guys out there now. So that one, yeah, absolutely terminal. Bart Delat. Oh, we need to switch to this. Sebastian Dunkel coming under pressure from Bart Delat. No, 3 tenths of a second back. Come on, give me some pictures. There we go. And it looks like Boris as well, having a little look on Vedran around the outside. He's got his nose ahead, but again, just not enough to be able to shut the door. And yeah, Vedran very confident through the carousel and holds on to that position once again. Of course, Vedran a Pro Series driver as well. Those units ahead of him. Bart Delat obviously Pro license. Sebastian Dunkel isn't, but in my opinion should be. Don't really know where he was last couple of seasons. We could have easily done it, and yeah, and Stein there at the front, leading the way as a Class A driver. So you know, awesome job from him.
Yeah, you've been in the Formula One circles for what seems donkey years now. Oh, sorry, before I go on with that, Kroll's just stuck it in the wall coming out of the second to last corner, Alex.
I just literally switched camera away. Let's take a quick look at that back. Bart's close, I might have to switch it back to that. Doesn't look like he's going to get a run.
His front end is front wing is absolutely knackered. He's carried on. We'll see if he decides to make a pit stop. He's crawling through the S's.
Oh, he just got out of shape, didn't he, in the penultimate corner, yeah, and like you say, absolutely hammered it there as well. Right, I'm going to switch up to Bart as well, because we're about to see a move in DRS zone, well and truly right up behind Sebastian Dunkel. Dunkel going defensive very, very early. Bart that got great straight line speed down there as well, round the outside. Easy as you would like. That's that's how you do it. Round the outside of the carousel and shut the door. So great move from Bart up into second place, and he is lapping as quick as the leader, if not a little bit quicker as well. So we might see him 9 laps to go. 2.4 seconds is the gap. We might see him close in.
Yeah, don't try to move. He just seems to not like qualifying very much, but once he gets into the race. He sort of builds it up. It's like a little spring. Builds it up, builds it up, builds it up, and just goes quicker as the race goes on.
Also another move going on right now. Marcus Jensen up the inside of Vedran. Vedran carrying that damage. Jensen without, straight through. Needs to build up a little bit of a gap, which he has done already actually, to be able to hold on to that. So up to 7th place for Jensen. Good run. Where did Marcus start on the grid? He was quite a way back, wasn't he?
Ooh, good question.
Gara up past Vedran as well. So a lot of guys gifting people positions at the moment.
Yeah, it's very much the same as we saw last week. Guys seem to still come to grips with what the car is doing in the latter stages of a race, and it's just that unknown quantity of what the car is like when the tires start going off and the car gets lighter as the fuel goes, and guys seem just getting used to it a little bit still. And in answer to your question, Marcus Jensen started in at 13th, so he's made up 5 places from the start.
Oh, he's up to 7th now, so that's 6. So yeah, doing a great job out there. Right, just having a little look. Who has not had any airtime? Matthew Daniels, he's getting some now. Not the one he wants though, but that's because he's in the wall. Let's take a quick look back and see what that was all about as well. So yeah, 7 laps to go. Driver's really suffering with tyre wear now, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, poor Matthews hasn't had any airtime whatsoever, but is not the type he wants. Just coming out of of that tricky uphill left-hander as they rejoin the Cup circuit. Just lights up the rear wheels. Spins himself into the oncos. Just nowhere to really save the car. No runoff areas at Watkins, and you know everybody loves the track, but it can bite you like that.
I think for as quick as it is, we sometimes forget that if you leave the track, there's walls very close wherever it is that you go off. So chances are you're gonna, apart from turn 1, you're gonna stick it in the wall if you lose control. Filosa has decided to eventually get into the pits with his car.
Oh well, in that case, the bet's off. It only counted if he
Guez
stayed
is
out.
going to go flying past him.
It only counted if he stayed out.
To be fair, when it happened, Guez had closed the gap to 12 seconds. With 6 laps to go, I reckon it might have been a good one.
Having a little look. Where's the next closest battle right now? It looks like Marcus is closing in on Riley Preston as well. That's 6th and 7th. Could be interesting. Obviously, Marcus we know very much in the Epic Racing Academy. A lot of work in there, and yeah, it looks very good. And Now, we help Riley out a little bit here and there as well. So, be interested to see what goes on here.
Yeah, Marcus Jensen is he joined the academy it's quite a while ago now, but he's one of those youngsters up and coming. Oh, Riley Preston getting all loose.
Well, that's that then.
Keeping it towards the one side. A bit of commentator's curse hitting you there.
Yeah, sorry about that. Everybody really suffering out there now. That's yeah, big time. Take a quick look at that one back as well, because yeah, that was nasty. Again, it just looked like he got a little bit loose.
Oh, Preston's carrying on. I'm not sure how well that car's going to be feeling after that little shunt.
He just run a little bit wide, that's all it was, and then just caught the very outside of the curb, I think, and it bit him as he sort of got back onto the meat of the curb, if you'd have it, and yeah, we're on board, and yeah, it doesn't look pretty in there, I have to say. He's tracking a little bit to the right, having to hold the wheel to the left. Vedran's up and past, and Vedran had a similar accident just a few laps back, so he gifted a place back. I have to say they're a lot more robust than the old Williams FW31. That would have been a straightforward, too much damage, get in the pits.
Oh,
no straight line speed though. Oh, that looks painful.
Yeah, well, you're sitting duck. I mean, after something like that, then you don't really need to go back into the pit. You're going to get past by everyone anyway.
It doesn't appear that Bart can close in anything on the leader right now as well, so that gap has pretty much stabilised at 3 seconds. They really are lapping like within a couple of hundredths of each other every lap, so nothing going there. I'm pretty sure, unless anything happens. Let's hope that it doesn't. The top 2 places, or top 3, I would say, look pretty much cemented. Everybody just all of a sudden sort of split apart. There's no battles going on, Conrad. What's going on?
Yeah, the closest 2 drivers on track at the moment is Marcus Jensen and Vicara, but separated by about 2 seconds. But,
yeah, down to 1.8 as they go into the chute, but yeah, Marcus has obviously closed up and got past Vicara as well, so probably got enough pace. Yeah, looking at the last laps between them, they were so a 1:22.459 for Gara and Jensen with a 1:22.385. So marginally quicker, not much, but enough.
Yeah, we've been talking about the temperatures in the tyre wear and the front tyres for the whole race, which the Eunice just posting in the race chat that he's selling melted rear tyres after the race. So it's obviously something we haven't spoken about. It's there's a massive torque in these cars coming out of the corners, and yeah, once you light those puppies up, then it's not easy getting them back.
No, not at all. Looks like Kerry Nolan, obviously Kerry had his issues earlier on. Didn't get any damage from that, did he? He just ran a little bit wide and in the final turn and moved him way down the order. Worked his way back up to 11th. He's it's gonna be easy pickings really for him to get by Riley. Does it even before the DRS zone, so Riley really suffering more straight line speed loss than what Vedran had out there. Boris looking quite quick, 3 laps to go. I don't think he's going to close in enough on Eunice, but he is catching him up half a second a lap at the moment, so definitely something to keep into mind, the life of the tyre, and keeping the car to be able to hold on to its pace throughout the whole run and not eat up the tyre too much, and keep the balance even from start of the race to the end of the race. And yeah, looks like Eunice struggling a little bit out there, and but yeah, the cars of like Bart Delat and Boris, their teammates, they seem to have no job whatsoever, and actually Bart's got the gap down to the lead, down to 2.1 seconds, but not enough.
Yeah, like you say, he's closed the gap in that last lap by half a second. You've got about 1.5 laps to go. It might just be a little too much in the end. What was the battle I was looking at? Oh, it was Boris Pulsra catching up with Eunice, caught him by 3/10 on the last lap. They're obviously a little bit closer to each other.
Yeah, drivers that have retired, we haven't really picked up on this. So yeah, Sebastiano, Matthew Daniels, Carlo Batti, Ian Ford, Matt Farrow. Didn't see what happened to Matt. Nick Thiessen and obviously Mika Happinen didn't even get to the grid, so not sure what happened there. But here we go, we're on to the last lap. Gap is down to 1.7 seconds. A little bit of pressure perhaps coming from Bart at the end. Obviously it's easy to make a mistake on the final lap, so we'll perhaps take it easy and lose a little bit of time just to make sure he doesn't make a mistake. So I think probably about 1.5 seconds this will be, although saying that, just as right in our very eyes, the gap jumps up to 2.1 seconds. Oh, and Bart is pushing hard, and you saw him just run a little bit wide.
I was trying to use all that unused battery that you had left, if any.
Yeah, 1-2 for the club as well. They'll be happy with that, I'm sure. I have to say, great win though. He had to work for it. Sebastian made him put a move on there, but yeah, Steiner just awesome. Awesome drive. Didn't make any mistakes. Was patient with his overtakes, and yeah, absolutely great job. And Bart Delat as well. That's an awesome drive. Moved himself up, and yeah, second place. He'll be delighted. Dunkel definitely knows that the team need to work on their long run pace, because the tyres fell off there. He definitely had, that was his race to win. Really, definitely looked like the quickest at the start, but just couldn't keep it together, and the whole team really suffered a little bit. Eunice coming across in 4th with Boris in 5th. Great job from them. Jensen in 6th, Fikara in 7th. Everybody else. Got Timu coming across now in 8th. Vedran with his damaged car comes across in 9th. Kerry in 10th. Then we've got Jan. Obviously we saw Jan at the front of the last race as well. Not able to really replicate that. You are in 12th. Steve Honan coming across as well. Steve in 13th at the moment. And then we've got Roberto slightly behind him. Sorry, Roberto, you've not had any airtime at all, buddy. But there you go, coming across in 14th, and Joel as well down in 15th place. Last of the runners actually is a lap down, and that's Zoran as well. But I think he's already crossed the start-finish line. He has indeed.
I have to admit, that was one of the more entertaining Watkins Glen races that I've seen in a while.
Yeah, good race actually. Good race for the lead there, I think. It's always good to see a little battle, and it played out on track. Sometimes when you watch these races and it goes from the leader just romps away with it, can be a little bit dull. But those top 3-4 drivers were, there was 3-4 seconds separating them for a fair while, and then of course Bart got involved in that as well, and we had some instances of the attrition really surprised me at Watkins. I always consider Watkins to be the circuit where if you wanna gain some safety rating, you go to Watkins. Seeing all these people crash out, really surprising.
See, that's one thing that seems to carry over from one series to another. I think it's sort of a false sense of security that you get lulled into when you look at the layout of the track. But the draft effect and that temptation just to stick your nose up on the inside of a quick corner is always too tempting, and it more often than not results in a bit of contact and that loss in safety rating.
Right,
hey, sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say we'll stick around just for a minute or two this time, just in case anybody does jump in our TeamSpeak for a quick as we cut Riley off last week when he was going to jump in. So I'll just give it a little minute and we'll wrap up the stream. But yeah, of course, next week we're at Circuit of the Americas. So that's going to be a great race as well. A couple of DRS zones there as well. I gave it a little test drive the other day as well, just to sort of see what we were gonna be up for as well. So one thing I've noticed is the breaking into the hairpins definitely going to be really, really tricky. So I dare say we will see a lot of overtakes in there as well. Drivers who can be confident on the brakes there are going to have a good opportunity for sort of moves into turn one and the end of the long straight down there. But the lack of downforce is really evident there. I tell you, I've never felt it as much as there. Like going through the S's, the car is like, oh, that's understeering. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the guys get up to speed there. But one thing I did notice as well is Kota always seemed to me like it was a bit like Twin Ring Motegi or what's one of the other tracks that seem to have like a lack of grip from the actual track. Like the asphalt seems very slippy, but yeah, actually seemed perfectly fine in the McLaren. So yeah, I don't know what they've done with this car, but they've nailed it, and the physics wise, it feels absolutely great. So those people who hate Kota. Don't like go in there and avoid those tracks. Like, I implore you to give it a test, because actually it's quite a lot of fun now. And those massive yellow sausage curves, well, they won't kill you instantly, and you will lose some time if you clip them. But you can actually sort of attack some of the other sort of high curbs as well now, and the car just sort of takes them once it's set up okay. So yeah, keep an eye out for for the races and the practice sessions coming up for that, because that's going to be a lot of fun. Like anybody's going to come and join us, Conrad?
Yeah, it's been an exhausting race. I don't blame them.
Right, well, thank you everybody for tuning in. Everybody over at Twitch and on YouTube, appreciate you doing that. I did pick up a couple of the comments about a couple of little stutters and things like that in the stream. As I said, working on an moment to replace my quad core little streaming machine that I've got that's about 6 years old, and it does struggle to do both broadcasts at the same time. And yeah, so apologies for the odd little stutter. It has got a capture card and everything else in there, but yeah, when I do it out to both sources at the same time, it does pound the old quad core. Poor little thing is running at 100% all through it, so you do get the odd one, but I'll try and get it sorted and in the next few weeks if we can. New motherboard and CPU. But yep, thanks for the feedback anyway. It's always good to get that from those that are watching it. But yeah, Conrad, you gonna be around next week for Kota?
Oh, most definitely. How can I? After what we saw happening in the latter part of the after race today, with tires going off and people struggling, I can't wait for them to start going through those S's and Sector 1 around Kota. I'm not gonna miss it.
Awesome. Right, thanks everybody. We will catch you in a week's time.